Today I'm going to share with you some tips on how to help release and overcome anxiety and stress, and also to live with a more positive mindset. As humans, we don't live in a vacuum, and for this reason, none of us are immune to external influences from the world in which we exist. This means that as we live, we will face opposition, rejection, peer pressure, and all sorts of angst and hurt. And challenges will hit us from all angles, and like they are at this very present moment with COVID-19, especially this is going on worldwide, and we can feel discouraged, especially when it looks like there is no way out. Now, on the flip side of that, we can also experience love and support, and this can even be amongst strangers. It doesn't have to be from people that we've met. And that's thanks to the World Wide Web and social media. All these things have the power to build the person we become in the future. They shape our view of the world and in general, and consequently, the thoughts as to whether we have the power to become what we dream of, or we can live with those thoughts that what we don't want in our lives. So it's like the choice is ours. What we focus on is what we get. The battle within our minds is one of those most difficult battles to fight, and in most cases, people have assumptions and questions in their heads in which they try to make sense of. And this could be about how the person feels about themselves or the world around them. And when these thoughts overpower the positives, this is when it can lead to depression and anxiety. Ken Baldwin is one of the few people who have survived dark inner battles. You might have heard of him. He tells of a story of how in 1985 he would wake up in the morning and be disappointed that he did not die in his sleep. How he thought that everything was unfixable and he needed to escape the darkness that was his life. He felt like he was a burden to his family, and that dying would make their lives better. It was only when he'd taken a jump off the Golden Gate Bridge that he realized that he'd made a mistake and wished he had done things differently. And I quote what he said here: "From the instant I saw my hand leave the railing, I knew I wanted to live. I was terrified out of my skull." And he remembers waking up swimming. "Oh my God, God, please save me. God, I want to live," he recalls. He survived with some bruising and broken bones after hitting the water at 75 miles per hour. And he lives today to tell this story. Now you have to wonder, how many people have gone before us because they gave in to the voices in their heads when they could have done things differently if they had a second chance? How many died and wished they could have changed things midway through, but it was too late to save themselves? Some die not because they were ready and wanted it, because they allowed the moment to get the best of them. But the good news is we don't have to wait until we face a near-death experience before we can learn to live a more positive life. And I want to share with you some tips that I've been using to get me through difficult times. And the first one is to feed your mind the right things. Most of our inner battles result from what we feed our minds. And if we feed our minds negativity, we program our minds to only see negative things, to see more negativity. Everything around us will become negative, and at some point, we will cease to see hope in any of our situations. And we need to always remind ourselves that we are bigger than our situations. They come and go. There is always another way around the situation. I used to pride myself on not watching TV so I could not see the news. But the problem is today there is more news on social media, Facebook and the like, and this is fed to us 24 hours a day now. So limit your intake of TV and social media. Take time to surround yourself with good friends and good music. I have a friend each day at the moment who's been sending me uplifting songs and clips on Spotify and YouTube, and I really enjoyed this. Another tip is to talk to someone when feeling overwhelmed by feelings. Sometimes we struggle with inner battles because we want to keep issues to ourselves. Someone out there has answers to our questions or has walked a journey similar to ours. Now, some do not have answers or experience, but still they are willing to listen and to help when we are in need. And to be honest, we need this. We need to be heard as we speak out about our issues. We might even discover that some of our issues are not as large as we once thought. I'm blessed to have a few friends who've helped me out enormously just through some dark days recently. And also, never be afraid to offload to a local counselling service. There's many 24-hour telephone counselling services that are free to reach out to support. Many in Australia. I'll put some in the description below, and there's worldwide. Beyond Blue in Australia has a 24/7 support service and an online chat between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. and their phone number is 1300 22 46 36. Black Dog Institute is another one. It's a service in Australia. They address challenges such as suicide prevention and help for youth and workplace mental health. And also Lifeline Australia can be reached on 13 11 14 24/7. So how can you stop fear? Well, one of the greatest tips I can offer is meditation and mindfulness. And mindfulness teaches us to pay attention to the present moment. And this creates awareness, and through awareness we can begin to see what thoughts are causing our fears and anxiety. And once we know what our fears are, we can then acknowledge them as they arise, take time to breathe through them, and this simple act of acknowledgement allows them to come and go at their own accord. And mindfulness can be simply sitting on a meditation rug, it can be practicing breathing awareness, it can be even doing the gardening, doing the washing the dishes, a walk in the park, just taking notice of what is around you. And you are then truly stepping into the present moment and not allowing thoughts of your past or future to control your mind. I also have a lot of guided meditations on my YouTube channel that you can look at, and recently I've even been using one myself called Heal, Sleep, Talk Down on an emotional and physical level. This has helped me night after night. It's almost like I began to hit a reset button before I go to sleep so I can wake up feeling ready to go again the next day. I'd like to, if I can, I'd like to take you just on a minute breathing meditation. And you can do this, you don't need to do this with me, you can do this on your own, but I'll just share with you this right now, and it might help you at any time you're feeling stressed or anxious. So just take a moment if you can feel comfortable, and you can close your eyes. Taking in some deep breaths through your nose, sending it all the way down to your belly, and releasing these initial breaths through your mouth. Blow them out. Breathing in and release. Breathing in one more time and let go. Bring yourself to this present moment right now. Just be here. Be aware. Be aware of the sounds around you. Be aware of your breathing. If thoughts come and go, allow them to come and go. They're not a part of you. Just allow them, acknowledge them when they come up, and release them. Let them go, just like clouds floating by in a sky. Just let them go. And return your focus back to your breathing. Breathing in and out. Through your nose is okay. Just this simple act of bringing your focus into your breathing helps to bring you to the present moment, to let go of the past, to acknowledge it, but to let go of it. You don't need to carry it with you. And to not be concerned about your future, because you're just you're pulling yourself into this moment. This is a great little tip that you can do anywhere. You don't even need to do it with your eyes closed. You can do it whilst you're driving. Just breathing, focusing, being aware of what is going on wherever you are. You can already open your eyes if you haven't already done so too. I'm Jason Stevenson, and I hope that this can help you. And remember, there is help out there for all of us during these difficult times. And no situation is too big or small that we cannot share it with someone to help ease our pain and suffering. I wish you well.